Hi everyone, this is Lynn from Muddy Journals, and I have some journals I'm going to share. They're fall journals, I want to call them, because sunflowers always remind me of late summer and fall. These are completed, and I will be either posting them in the next few days, or they're posted by the time you're seeing this already if you've watched this later. But these are like my style of traveler's notebook journals that I make. They are handmade junk journals, and my favorite part about when I make these now is what my signature is I try to use the sewing pattern images from the fronts, and I put them on journals, or either on the front, the back, or I might include it in the inside. That's the way I think I'm going to be working them. I want to show you these. I haven't done this in a while, and a lot of them are very, very similar to my, my previous style, but sometimes just looking at them on a YouTube video gives you a better idea of what they look like, because you only get about 10 seconds to show it when you're on Etsy. So these are 6 completed. I think I have at least 10 more over there to finish, and they're not all sunflowers. The particular theme for 5 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5, is the Stamperia sunflower art. I love sunflowers, my favorite. And then one that I'm showing here is also, this one's Blue Fern, and it's Les Vignettes. And then I do have more in that are coming, not only the sunflower, but there'll also be some that are the Stamperia Imagine set of papers. So let me show you what these look like real quick, so you can get an idea of what you be getting. And these are 8 by 8 papers, so they're 4 inches by 8. When they're folded, so you can see the full imagery on this one. When you open it up in the back, they're all hand sewn. This one just so happens to have different color. This has a yellow thread in the middle, and most of these, no, all of these have trim. It is a trim. These particular, some of these came from my sister. She found them and got them for me, and then I knew I had some of these before I'd seen them. They look like this. They come in a beaded trim package. Don't remember where I got them. I really don't remember. I know they were inexpensive when I bought them. So, but I have a bunch of different ones that I'll also be using on some of my the journals that are upcoming too. But I've added them. All of these have it. This one in particular, I'm gonna call them by the name that's on here on the binder clip that I've covered. This one is called Loyalty, and as you can see, there's a dog on it, so dogs are very loyal. The back has a piece of a vintage tablecloth that I've cut up. It's woven, stained a little bit, and then it has a butterfly on it, and they're all stitched. They'll have fun little stitching. I sew. This one has flowers. This one's very simple. Has place to write in the front, has a pocket. My first pages are vellum. All the first pages in mine are vellum. I like the look. You can put a picture on here. It doesn't matter, but they coordinate with the papers. The images and the sunflower ones are actually from Lena Scrap, and also digital mandragosa, or mandragora. Sorry, digital mandragora. And I'll point those out when I come to them. But this one is purely Tomoe River. It's not real Tomoe River paper, but it's a curated one from jet pens that I use, which is nice for writing with different types of inks. Particularly really nice if you want to paint on it. It holds watercolor well. It does still get real ripply and fun. Noisy, like that crunchy sound, but really nice too when you're writing with fountain inks. So the insides of most of these I've decorated the strings with punch outs, and then the back of this one has the vellum page. These are 8.5 by 11 that I've cut down to fit, and I leave the edges on them because they, and you've probably seen this on some of my other videos when I show my my journals, that this can be, you know, made into a pocket. You can cut it down or cut it off if you want, and use it like washi tape, and then you know, glue it on the inside of the pages. So you know, I just leave it on there because it's fun paper, and you can use it throughout the journal. This has an image. I'm just putting it in here because I didn't want to cover up the back. It was so pretty. I thought about it, but with the girl on the front, I didn't want to do it. So this one I'm including these are original images from patterns that I've fussy cut out. Putting in the back, maybe they want to use it somewhere inside the journal, but again, oh, this has trim on it too. It's really fun trim that goes with the color. Isn't that fun? Okay, so that is the first one. And again, this one's Loyal. The next one is called Unique. Again, this says Unique on the binder clip. Lots of glossy accents on this one. I've included the die cut called Unique on the front, and has an image on the back. It did have a lot of imagery here, but I like this little girl. She was so cute. Another sewing pattern image. You can see the sewing. It has lace. This one has the red trim. Matches the truck. I really like this one. Turned out really nice. Has a couple of tags on the inside. Another image of a truck. There's the vellum page. Another image on the back side of that. And then all of these might have something besides being the rest of these all are different types of paper. There are, you know, parchment type papers, tea-stained graph paper. It's called a grade. It's like a craft stock. It's a little heavier, which I've done some edging on, and I have a little cutout glued on there. There are images of, there's digital papers on the inside. This one is Lena Scrap. I've printed on some paper that this is, I think they called it it's not a craft paper, but it's a drawing paper. And I put those as a pop of color throughout any of these journals that have like multiple different types of papers in them. Again, a Lena Scrap paper. They just coordinated so pretty with the colors of this one. This is a vellum sheet of grafting paper. It can be written on. It's really nice to write on. There's ledger paper. Here is a gardening notes, it says on it. It was from another journal someone had gifted me. This is writing paper for young kids. I've tea-stained it. Another Lena Scrap. It's kind of light and washed out. Hope it'll look better when I put it up on my computer. There's a couple of little tiny images that I've glued to the inside string. And again, just the back side of all of it. This one's kind of a little pocket. These are all Lena. That's the back side of those pages. Lena Scrap paper. This side I sewed on a piece of at twine, baker's twine, the red and white. There's a image on the back of that one. This one has a couple of cards tucked in the pocket. And there's the trim, that covers up most of the red. The trim on this one was really bright, but look at that. It's so fun. That's unique. This one is Empathy. You can see the glossy accents that highlight the different sunflowers. Lots of sunflowers on this page. Die cut at the front. There's a pocket right here. An image that's cut out and glued. And then this is trim. It was trim that was actually long, and I cut it apart, sewed it on that first vellum page for a nice pop. And it matches, nice pop color. Let's see. There's tracing paper on this one. One of the Tim Holtz cards, glued some and sewed some on it. Something different. It's one of the Tracy Fox Love Junk journals. She has the, she came up with this really cool paper clip. I made a bunch. Probably include one of those with all of my journals that I hand out as a gift. It's inside of this one. Again, we got a couple images on there. Paper's just pretty. There's a image on there. Very simple. I leave them open for lots of journaling. I don't pack them full of, you know, lots of, I see people who pack it full of things on each page, and for me it's not a place then I can write, so I do mine very blank. It's called Sunflower Art Farm. Again, this is Empathy. The next one is Refresh. The girl has a green pantsuit on it. Has horses on the back. This one also I sewed a few different layers of vintage tablecloth. There is trim. Lots of fun. This one has green trim at the back with lace on it. There's my vellum page, which I'm doing on all my journals. Let's see if there's something different in here. Otherwise, the papers are pretty much the same. Martha Stewart paper doily. It's a little tea stained. So this paper is, someone gave it to me. I'm not sure what it is, but some of it's very thin, but it's handmade paper. It came in a big sheets, and I've cut it down. A couple of these journals do have this paper in it. Well, then in the next ones, this paper is the digital mandragora. Very pretty especially for the center. Actually has different, it doesn't fit because it's hard to find papers for standard size journals, so I have to cut them down. I picked the best parts, the parts that I liked. I centered this one, put it in the center. But that center was really pretty. That's the other edges of that paper. I'm not so sure. I'm sure you could write on it with a pen, a gel pen maybe, but I don't think I'd try it with anything else. I think it might have some bleed through on that one. All right. Back pocket. There's the trim. And the back says, shines with natural light. Let's refresh. The next one says sun. And this is Sunflower Art Farm and Art Farm. So pretty. I would use all of these, but I just like the sunflowers. Very, very pretty. I do have the 12 by 12. I haven't used it yet. This corner up here has some of that vintage tablecloth where I've cut it down and put 2 little images. They're little butterflies on them. I'm not so sure how much different. Those other journals that didn't have something in the pockets, I will put something in before they go out. This one has the Martha Stewart paper doily with a sticker on it. A sticker. It's a what do you call those? It's like a washi tape type sticker. So it could be peeled off and moved if you're careful. Although if it's sitting for a while, it might not come off so easy. It's the paper from Digital Mandragora. Just this is a fussy cut from the paper pad itself, where I've cut it off and put it on. The same. There's your vellum fold out, back pocket. This one has the yellow, matches so nicely, especially with the background. Little yellow squares and lace to cover some of that up. Again on the back. And the last one, this one I did with the last batch. I just didn't finish it. And it is from Les Vignettes, I think it's called. And it's Blue Fern. You can see the butterflies and the bow are, again, I highlight the parts I want to stand out with glossy accents. And this too is an 8x8 paper. Beautiful pink dress on there. There's a little cheesecloth underneath that's been tea stained. The edges themselves have been sewn, and I put, when underneath my zigzag, I actually put 2 tiny threads, and they are shiny. They actually have little threads of shiny running through them, so they're kind of fun. And the lace has pocket, has a frame on this one. Again, it's a vellum. The paper is, this is a Tracy Fox paper. This paper was actually made by my daughter. It is some that she made in school, in college, along with, I dolled it up a little bit. I dolled it up with a little bit of, this is the pattern paper, the tissue paper that comes within a sewing pattern, and added a little vintage washi sticker girl to it. Papers are still pretty much the same. This is another Tracy Fox. And let me see, I think there's something else in here. It's a little different. I think it's, yeah, another Tracy Fox. Digital. Graph papers. This one has a center of music paper, which has some really pretty images on some of it. So I had saved off the imagery. Very fun, looks like a party. There's the paper. Each side has a pocket. This bottom is actually the inside from this sheet. I didn't want to throw it away. And same with the opposite side. So very pretty imagery in the middle. And on the other side, I did put a little bit of, this is fabric ribbon. It's glued onto the other side. You can see the Tracy Fox. That's the opposite side of the front part. Vellum has a bookmark that came from the actual paper pack. And that's the last one I have to show you. There are others similar to this. Use this paper, just don't have the girl maybe in the front. She sometimes was hiding out inside somewhere or in the back, and I try to take that and put that picture in when I do that. I into the Etsy. So I take the image, the sewing picture image, and I put it somewhere inside the journal, because I really like to add those. So again, I am going to thank you so much for watching and looking at these. It's a great place to check out what you're buying in more detail than what you see on my Etsy listing. You only get about 10 seconds to do that. This way I can show you what the whole thing is. I'll try to get the other 10 or 12 I have in progress. I do a few at a time. They are a labor of love, and I don't get a lot of time to work on them. So I will post them on the next video, and thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.